What up, guys? Welcome to the RAD Potential YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, my name's Eric Hof, and I'm the guy that runs this joint. So we're here in the RAD shop. If you followed along one of the previous videos, we rebuilt the engine and put this back together about a week ago. However, it's broken. So I'm gonna throw some footage in from last night when I pulled the car in, kind of show y'all what's going on with it. But tonight we are going to pull this baby out, pop the rear iron off, and see what's up. So, should be pretty fun. My buddy Josh, whom you've seen before, is rolling up the driveway right now, and he's gonna help me. We're gonna get this thing out. Shouldn't take us very long, maybe 35-40 minutes. Just gonna make a mess of fluids. If you didn't know, he has a pretty rowdy Camaro, which we'll show y'all at some point, maybe do some burnouts and stuff. But here we go. We're gonna pull this out. I'm not gonna time lapse it or anything because you've seen this before. So the next time you see this, it will be on the stand. This weekend we were driving it out in the yard, started missing really good, so diagnosed the issue. We had spark on both rotors and no compression on the rear rotor, which is a super sad day because this motor was brand new, fresh, put together. So something obviously wasn't right, or maybe I didn't build it right, or I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. It did have used rotor bearings in it. They were in good shape though, so we used them out of the old motor. But I don't think it spun a bearing. It's missing, and it has zero compression on the rear rotor. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull the plugs out and I'll crank it over for you so you can hear what 3 good pulses sounds like versus what no pulses sounds like, because like I said, straight out of compression, as they like to say about all these rotary cars. So here we go. Got the front rotor leading plug out. See it on there? I'm gonna crank this and you're gonna hear exactly how it should sound. Good pulses, good compression. Now for the rear. Got the plug out of the rear rotor. You can see down there, there's one missing in the back. You can go ahead and crank it. Y'all will hear what every rotary owner generally has heard once or twice in his life. You hear the pulses from the front rotor through the exhaust more than you hear that one. Oh, healthy. Nothing. Alright, so we got this baby out, all stripped down. I don't know, what do you think it took us?
Probably half an hour.
Not too bad. Clean, but we made a mess, so we're rushing. Pro tip on Mazdas when you build these engines, notice every one of these bolts doesn't have anything on it. All the ones that aren't marked are the exact same length. There will be one with a old school Mazda logo in it that goes in this corner under the spark plug side on the outside of the engine. So that's only for the old school ones. On an RX-8 there's a couple that are longer. I think there's one up in here and then that one, so you have to beware. We're gonna go ahead and pop this off here real quick, and the camera battery is dying, so I will have to switch this out really quick. We'll be back. Alright, so Josh is gonna lift this up. This will be the first time we're seeing the inside of it.
Ready?
Yeah. Alright. Got a corner seal up here, I'll take that off. Another one here. Alright, well, that rear iron looks okay. Not too bad. Nothing obscene.
Plenty of oil.
Yeah, I got plenty of oil in there. Go, just sit on the ground over here. Alright, time to investigate. So, some corner seals popped out, which is normal. These little mini corners.
Side seal.
Looks like everything's okay. Side seal fell down in here. Looks to be alright. There's a little cardboard box or something. Right here. Grab there's that little bin under there. Yeah, it's full of oil, but it'll be fine. So we're gonna go ahead and start pulling this apart. See what we can get out of it. See what happened here. everything's seeming to come apart okay. Alright, moment of truth. Josh is gonna slide this housing off of here. Alright, go ahead and lift it up. These apex, oh, they didn't fall out. Alright, good deal. Good. Alright, so first investigation. Oh, look right there. That apex seal is stuck.
Come over here.
This one's stuck too. Oh man, look at the carnage. That is wrecked. Woo!
Get some light on that.
Yeah.
See it a whole lot better.
Holy cow. Alright, well, we have found the issue. I was joking with the guys at work that I hope the rotor didn't look like the one that I keep on my desk, which looks way worse than this one, but man, that is broke. This was a brand new Atkins rotary apex seal, and now it's chunks of metal. You see, there's some of it. That is stuck in there. Here's some of it. So what happened, I guess this broke. Parts played ping pong. And looks like this apex seal is stuck in here now. Come around to this side. This one's stuck in here. You can see right in here the witness marks of some apex seal parts hitting the rotor. But my guess is that most of it went out the exhaust. No valves for the win, right? Yeah. You can't break anything when you scatter the motor if there's no valves.
Blow it out. Just blow it out.
Alright, well let's go ahead and lift this off here, Josh. That rotor off there. Some corner seals will probably fall out, but that's okay. I'm just supposed to sit it up on the bench. Alright. Let's get this up here.
Man.
Oh, that got gouged good. Yeah, the side seals look fine. Corner seals look fine. That one may not come out. Oil control rings look alright. I was worried too that it would spin the bearing. Looks like the bearings are alright. How's the E-shaft look? Nothing crazy. And the iron feels good. Nothing, I mean the step wear was there a little bit. The step wear was there a little bit before I put it together. These irons had a little over 100,000 miles on them.
Just.
Man. Well, the good part is, for those following along at home, is that we only took apart the back half of the motor. So if you see, we left the front cover on, we left the whole pulley setup and stuff on. And the reason for that is that if this center iron was in good shape, I can only fix the rear half of it and then put it back together. Most of you would think, that's dumb, why would you only rebuild half the motor? But we literally just put it together. The front rotor showed 3 good pulses, good compression. Why take it apart if it's good? So, luckily for us, we only have to rebuild half of an engine. So I gotta go buy some parts, find a rotor to match this one. So the other thing that you guys have to worry about too when you build these is that rotors are balanced in pairs. So see how this is a D rotor? You can have one letter off. So you can have a D with a C and a D with an E, but you can't have a D with an A. So I'm 99% sure that that's a C rotor in there. So what I'm gonna do is just to make sure is find another D. That way I know it's good because they were a matched pair before.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll get it stacked back together. If you don't match the rotors up, the motor will literally rattle apart. It will just shake apart because it's not balanced. So just like having a tire out of balance, it'll come apart for sure. So, well, we broke it, we took it apart, we'll fix it, it will be back.
One rotor down.
One rotor down. Well, I'll just slap it back in there just like this. Oh, and then another funny thing, when we were pulling this out, notice how far forward the transmission is. That's because the transmission mount is completely broken. We tried to pull the engine out separate from the trans like normal, and the trans tried to come out with it, if even all the bolts were out.
I think it's just sheared.
Yeah, I think it just broke the rubber mount clean off.
It is gone.
So, just another night hanging out at the Rad Ranch, doing rad stuff. And I wonder if this housing, I want to look at this housing. We overlooked this. I'm gonna bet that it's totally trashed. Dude, but it really isn't. Well, there's a nice flake missing there. That's some good chatter. So like, you probably can't hear it, but there's a good amount of scratching right there. Oh, that's got a good scratch. We'll probably new housing, new rotor, new apex seals, rebuild that rotor basically, get it put back together.
And this is going on the mailbox.
Yeah, this will become part of the housing donation pile to make my mailbox. We're going to make a floating mailbox out of rotor housings and stuff so people can like put your mail. You just like in there, put a door on it.
Yeah.
Bing bang.
It'll be rad.
It will be rad. All right. Well, we're going to let it off there. So thank y'all for following along. I will keep y'all posted as far as when this motor gets put back together. And yeah, always some carnage at the Rad Ranch.
Always. Always.
So thanks for following along. Keep it rad.